Here's how to add £10,000 a month to your gym's revenue using the exact system I've used in my gyms and helped 47 other gyms do the exact same. So it all starts with the end result. If we want to add £10,000 a month revenue, we need to work out what does this look like in the future. So we need to evaluate your business model. Your business model is how much you charge for a membership. It's the model on which you operate. Now, if we have two models here, one gym charges £100 a month, the other gym charges £200 a month, well, that greatly changes the strategy because the £100 a month gym needs 100 members to generate the £10,000, whereas the £200 a month only needs 50 members to generate the £10,000. Understanding your space, your availability, the systems that you already have in place will determine, is it even feasible to onboard 100 members, or would it be a lot easier to only get 50? Now, why are we doing this and why do we want to generate £10,000 a month? Well, I'm guessing it's probably because you want more freedom. You want to be less attached to your business so that you could go away on holiday and everything doesn't break. You want more money because, of course, if you're not paying yourself what you deserve, you probably, after a while, going to get burnt out and question why you're doing this. And you probably want to get more time. You want to have more time with your family, your friends. Like, the reason that we want to push for this result is for these things, right? Like more security and more stability to know that in the future, you've got a business which not only pays you what you want, but is also there as your safety net for if anything went wrong. Not paying yourself enough is not a nice feeling. I've been there. For the first 2 years, I was open. I literally paid myself next to nothing. I was living at my parents' house. I wasn't making any money. It was not a nice feeling. And the problem with not paying yourself is that you feel undervalued, your energy drops, and then your service to your members also drops. I've been where you were. And right now, the most important thing that you can do is change your mindset. Change your mindset to it is possible to create the life you want and create the business you want, but you need the right system. Not being able to go on holiday or take a week off because you're so stuck in the business is a huge issue. Like, how are you meant to run a successful gym properly if you're not healthy and you've not got a successful business and a sustainable business? If you're uncertain about the future and you're even thinking about quitting, then listen to this strategy for how you're going to increase your revenue by £10,000 a month. So the business model, first, we're going to use an example of, let's say you charge £200 a month. We need 50 members to get this 10K. So let's say we've set on that. Well, how are we onboarding and attracting 50 members? Some of you might be thinking, I don't even get 50 leads, never mind 50 members signing up. Like, how the hell would I sign up 50 members? I promise you, this is what I used to think. And before implementing the Gym Grow system, I would have also said, there's no way you can do that. But Paul from CrossFit Wakefield signed up over 30 members in his first month with us. Now, how we did this is using this framework right here. This is what I call the Gym Grow system. It all starts by attracting the right people. I call this the member magnet. This system means that we have non-stop inquiries and people wanting to get started at your gym. It comes back to the age-old funnel of awareness, consideration, and sales. So at the bottom of the funnel, we have sales, and at the top of the funnel, we have awareness. Well, we can't get sales without awareness to your gym. For people to consider to buy from you and actually purchase, they must become aware of you first. And that's the same here. The member magnet system that we implement means that you've got a continuous supply of new leads. And we leverage paid ads in this so that people are always trying to get started at your facility and positioning you as the authority. We then use the smooth sign-up system. It's no good having lots of leads and lots of inquiries if people aren't signing up to your gym. And the thing I absolutely hate with sales is feeling salesy and trying to convince someone to start your gym. That's not a nice position. And I've been there and done that, and you don't feel good about it. You want to be in a position where people are selling themselves to you and they're coming to you saying, I'd love to start your facility. Now, I understand this might sound unrealistic because you're thinking, well, I've not even got that many members. Why are people going to be selling themselves to get to me? Again, it comes from that mindset shift of you're delivering an amazing service. They want to work with you and you should charge for that. And then, of course, by charging more, you've got more money to reinvest into the business. And the whole thing is like a flywheel effect. Once we've got them signed up, we then need to onboard them and get them as lifelong customers. There's no point us signing up 50 members for them to leave 3 months down the line. Yes, we might make 10K for 3 months, but then that 10K is gone in 3 months' time. So it's so incredibly important that we have a onboarding system, but not any onboarding system. We implement the beginner blueprint, which is not like any other onboarding because it's focused towards beginners, the general population, and getting them bought into your ethos and your values through touch points, through a structured system to follow that you follow or your coaches follow to make them part of the community. Through implementing this system across 47 different gyms, we have signed up 798 new members to gyms that we're working with. And it's all through implementing the member magnet to make sure that people are non-stop inquiring and want to start your gym, the smooth sign up so that people are qualifying themselves and selling themselves to you as to why they should start with you, and the beginner blueprint to keep them around and stuck into your ecosystem and ethos so they want to stay long term. If you implement these 3 systems and leverage paid ads to create awareness, to get more eyeballs to your gym and your facility, you're going to get more signups, you're going to have more revenue generated. And of course, that means more freedom, more money, more time, and of course, more security and stability for the future. The time frame for you to add £10,000 recurring a month to your gym may vary depending on your experience, your team of people or coaches that you have helping you, and how much conviction and action you take after this video, because that is all going to impact incredibly the time it takes. I've worked with people who've done this within 6 months. But I've also worked with people who aren't going to do this for 12 months. Like, it completely depends on how quickly you implement this and how much you put into this. So let's break it down. We've got the member magnet. Well, what is the member magnet and how does this work? We need to leverage paid adverts. Now, paid adverts are a way for you to show your media to a cold audience that potentially have never seen you before with an offer. This offer is the most important thing in the paid advert. It's not the creative, it's not the ad copy, it is the offer. So when you're testing different adverts, you want to test different offers. I recommend that you find a beginner-based offer. The reason for this is the general population and most of your target market are not existing gym goers, because if they are, they're much more likely to have sought you out. This is just a much bigger audience. So you want to test different offers. I would advise setting up 5 different ad campaigns with different offers and seeing which performs best. I have literally seen gyms with the worst creative, the worst picture, the worst, like, it looks awful, but it has a great offer and it works. It's the offer that is key. So when running paid ads, focus on changing this until you get results. Then start looking at optimizing the creative and the copy. So let me give you an example of a really good offer that works for beginners. A 4-week beginner's intro, with the end result of taking someone from a complete novice to someone who is experienced enough to walk into a gym and feel confident in using equipment and getting results on their own. It's a training program to educate them so they feel confident. This works, and this is something that I've implemented at 40 plus gyms and works really well. The reason why this works so well is because the psychological benefit of positioning you towards beginners means that the barrier to entry is so much lower and people feel more inclined to, oh, I could get involved with that because it doesn't seem that hard and that difficult. I own 2 CrossFit gyms myself, and us as CrossFit gym owners know that there's quite a high barrier to entry or perceived barrier to entry for a CrossFit gym. So if we can make this really basic and for beginners, a lot more people are more inclined to get started. So by positioning it as a beginner's program and actually making it a beginner's program, it's literally built for your ideal client profile, someone who's not trained before and who wants to get involved in the gym. That's such a huge market, and this offer converts. Another benefit to doing it this way is that the lifetime value of a customer increases dramatically once we've taken them from a complete beginner to someone who feels confident inside the gym. Because not only are they more confident, but they're enjoying the process so much more, they're involved in your facility and ethos so much more, so of course they're going to stay around longer. And so something like CrossFit or a gym with maybe a higher standard, like, they'll feel more included because they now know the basics. They're at the beginning of the journey, right? Like, they're going to be here for a long time. If you take someone from the very beginning, the time in which it takes them to become an expert, or at least like in shape and feeling good, is a lot longer than someone who's already into the gym and fitness. So the lifetime value of this customer potentially has the ability to be much greater than someone who's already interested in it, because they've got more progress to achieve and it's going to be a longer process for them. So offering this much value at the beginning of their journey is absolutely vital. Another part of having non-stop inquiries and people want to sign up to your business is, of course, organic social media. I love the saying, you can't polish a turd. We can use all the paid ads we want and you have the best offer, but ultimately, if you have an awful service and you have no social media presence organically, well, it's always going to be harder to gain new clients. So organic social media is going to be really important to get trust and also just show that you're a credible business and we've got a great community and we get results. So utilizing organic social media is also going to be really important in terms of getting signups and getting people involved in the gym. The thing that you want to focus on here with your organic social media, with every single post, is focusing on what are you for and what are you against? What is your brand message? Who are the people that you are wanting to attract and who are the people you want to push away? Because ultimately, for you to get people who are signing themselves up and not having to sell them, they need to know who you are as a gym, as a business, your value, your ethos, and know if they want to work with you. And this takes us next into one of the most important things, which is the smooth sign-up system. Now, this system, once you've learned it, is so powerful because you're going to get the client or prospect selling themselves to you, not the other way around. It takes training. You have to learn how to utilize this, and you're not potentially going to get it immediately. But once you've implemented it, trust me, people will start selling themselves to you. So how it works is understanding their goals, their needs, and what they want, and understanding why it's important to them. So I like to draw out, whilst I'm talking to someone, a graph of their current state to their desired end goal. And then we want to identify any roadblocks along the way. So if we understand that it's really important for someone to get fit, get healthy, feel better about themselves and have a better relationship with food compared to where they're currently at, not eating well, not feeling good, feeling lazy, it's like, how do we get from this place here to this place over here? And what does it feel like when we get there? Why is that important that we achieve this thing? Because a lot of times when we speak to people, they don't realize themselves what they're wanting to achieve and why they want to achieve it. Well, if we can understand this and we identify the things stopping them, we then have all the things we need to see if we can help them. And of course, if you can help them and you can explain to them how you can help them, you don't even need to sell them. They now understand that, of course, this is the solution to my problem. Please help me. And that is the system that truly converts. So through implementing the member magnet system, the smooth sign-up system to a beginner program using the beginner blueprint, this will add you £10,000 recurring every single month. I've done it with my gyms and I've done it with 47 others. Follow this system or book a call in the link below and I'll teach you this system myself.